5,000 words more. And I was like, no, I don't want to write a book. And so she said, you don't have to write it.
No, I said it's too late. We're about to get the cover made, so you got to figure out what name you want.
And then they put the cover out on Instagram probably 2 hours later, and I had to write a book. But it was good though. She pushed me to do something that I didn't even know was inside of me. But once I started it, I was like, oh, this is dope. Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right. So where can they get the songs? How can we get the Forever Duncan Christmas song?
Forever Duncan Christmas is on iTunes. It's on Tidal, Spotify, like any media site. Any streaming site you can get it. Any streaming site.
And the video, you can see the video on our YouTube page, Forever Duncan.
Yeah.
Everything is Forever Duncan.
ForeverDuncan.com. Everything.
Yeah, everything is Forever Duncan.
Hey, this is. I don't know. I don't know how long I known you, Mr. Duncan, Alfred Duncan, black dude. I don't know how long I know. It's been a long time, man. So
I talk about you and the days all the time.
Man, it's crazy, but just to see me watching y'all explode, sitting back just watching it happen, I was like, damn, that's black. That's black. I was like, God. But where is your career going as a MC, a rapper? I remember the mumbo sauce. Are you still gonna explore that side of?
Yeah, I mean, music is definitely ingrained in me. So right now, like that's why I'm really happy about the Forever Duncan Christmas, because that was a way for me to incorporate music into this business.
Mm-hmm.
As ultimately, this business is like my priority. But it gives me room to just be creative on many different levels. So, next year I don't want to put anything in stone because I don't want people to necessarily be, disappointed if it don't happen. But next year I would love to put out an entire album next year, just solo. And in the future I would love to, get Mambo Sauce back together for real. Like we got hits.
If y'all don't know about Mumbo Sauce, you need to Google Mumbo Sauce, right?
We got hits we ain't even released yet.
All right. You need to Google that right now. All right, so I need some advice. All right, so y'all, I'm about to be married again in May of 2020. All right, so y'all's been doing this for 2 years now in front of cameras. I need that advice of what to do, what to do and what not to do. I mean, I've been married one time before. Let's I'm gonna keep it real. I put my business out here. I don't have no problem with that. My marriage only lasts for 2 years. Thank God it was only 2 years, but it's a good thing. I moved on. I found my one. Mm-hmm. So help me out. Help me out.
What's funny? The reason why we created the play is because, people were trying to get us to be experts on relationships and all of that. And we was like, nigga, we 1 year in, you know what I'm saying? How can we feel confident to say we experts? But, we share different stuff, different lessons through that. But there are some things that, both of us can touch on. The one thing I'll say as a man, and I had to learn this the hard way and I'm still learning, is that we don't share the same luxuries as our wives. We have to be the leaders. We have to be the example. So, what I used to tend to do, and what I still do at times, is when my wife gets upset and I feel like I'm validated for my feelings, like, I'm upset too. Like, I ain't gonna come and butter you up and all that. Like, I'm chilling. I'm going to the basement. You know what I'm saying? I'm leave me alone. And I realized that I can't do that. Like, I have to fight through the pride and the ego. I have to be the one to go and apologize for what I did, or even if I don't apologize, at least break the silence so that we can communicate about it. Because like I'm the leader. And the more that I do that, the more she will see how much I unconditionally love her, and she will begin to come around. So, her I'm sorry's or her wanting to, talk about it to make it right, the time frame becomes shorter and shorter. So now is it, we not beefing for a whole week. Now we beefing for 3 days. Then, months from then, now we beefing for one day. Then months from there, now we just beefing for an hour. You know what I'm saying? I love those relationships where they sit there and they argue right now and they go hard with the argument. They say all this and they say all that, and then they right back to loving each other an hour after that. And that's just from a man just being an example and just covering his wife. Because it's a lot of things that women go through, as we know. No, I did dog women out. I can't lie about that. And I'm quite sure that there's some scars and everything that she has to work through, and that even men have to work through in general. And I gotta help her to overcome them things versus just being pissed that I gotta deal with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because there's a lot. You said there's a lot of things they go through, and that's an understatement. So help me out, Sherelle. What you got for me? Because I want to slam that door and run to my man cave and watch football.
I mean, and that's totally fine. I mean, like, I don't know about 3 days though, Frank. I don't know about 3 days.
I feel you though, Frank. I feel you.
I mean, I know that, when you become married, you become one, but you're also still an individual. And you still have the time where you just like, I just need time by myself, away from the kids, away from you. It doesn't mean that I don't love you, but I need time. You know what I mean? And I think that once people feel like, once they get to a point and they feel like you don't need time because you don't love me or you don't want to be with me, but you are a human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need some space to just be you. I don't know what y'all be doing nasty shit, scratching your balls and shit. Y'all do need time to do that in peace. Then go ahead and scratch your balls in peace. You know what I'm saying? But what I would say as far as
that often leads to something else. You end up rubbing one out. Go ahead, my bad.
I'm looking at him like, when did you do that? But I think for me, what I'm learning in this is that, like I was telling y'all about the running, right? I can't run. I have to let him know how I feel. I have to be able to listen to him and really hear him, so that I'm not just doing this because I'm hurt. I understand you now. You know what I'm saying? I get to a point, I'm at a place now where I understand why you're hurt and I understand why you did what you did. And I'm also hurt. But let's figure out how we can just not do this again. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to disappoint you and you're going to disappoint me. I think that's another thing too. Not going into it expecting someone to not disappoint you. Because he's going to disappoint me a number of times more. Yeah. And I'm going to do the same thing, not intentionally. It's just sometimes that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? We're not perfect. And when people get to that, like, yes, like I put up a post the other day. Him and I went through a really rough patch a week or so ago. Right? In the midst of promoting a song, promoting the play, and we are in the house. We can't stand each other. Not can't stand each other, but we so hurt. Because we real close, you know what I'm saying? So if the energy is off, it's a bad thing in our house. I don't even want nobody coming and knock on our door because the energy is so bad. Because when we're not good, we're not good. Because we're so close. So when we hurt, it's a mess. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all spend like 95% of y'all time together?
Yes.
Why you saying it like that?
Yes.
Next time we gonna come and do separate interviews.
Yes. Nah. Go ahead.
Y'all entrepreneurs and y'all don't go away to work, so y'all work together.
So when she say space, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that like I definitely think that is needed. I love the time I spend with her because, like I said, I've never been connected to someone like this before.
Baby, you need to really listen to this right. Go ahead.
As I've never been connected to someone like this before. Like, she is my best friend. We laugh and we joke like all the time. But there are times when we just don't see eye to eye. And because we don't see eye to eye, it's kind of hard because she's my friend. You know what I'm saying? And because she's my friend, I want to laugh and joke with her. But if I'm in the same space with her and I know that we got an issue and she's not speaking to me and I'm not speaking to her, then for real, I need to go somewhere else and I need to collect myself, so that I can come back and be more compassionate and more understanding, because it's hard for me to understand it when I'm sitting in it and I'm like, yo, why you being like this
Mm-hmm.
in my mind? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
Yes.
listen, let me go away
Yes,
somewhere.
Lord.
Yeah, let me go away
Yes.
somewhere and really, like most of the time when we had arguments and we come back to it, like we spent a certain amount of time away from each other. Whether it be hours or like maybe it's the whole day, but it gives me time to think. And it's not time where I'm like, man, she getting on my nerve, blah blah blah. Nah, sometimes it's like, yo, what you doing wrong? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like, okay, I understand why she feel this way, but I need to get away from her to do that.
Yeah.
Because if I'm with her and she's still stomping up steps and you know what I'm saying, slamming pots and all that, then it's just adding to it. And it's like,
You're really not
Yeah.
making me sound like you're making me sound horrible.
I'm making you sound like a wife.
This is we
There's
gonna have a
nothing wrong with stomping
conversation.
up steps,
We
some
gonna-
slamming pots.
I don't, but I don't slam pots.
If you do want,
I don't slam
she didn't
pots.
deny her walking up the steps. All right.
I do walk up the stairs, but I don't slam
She don't
pots.
slam. She don't slam pots. She don't slam pots.
But I totally agree with you. You got to step
No
away from the
expectations
situation.
and no expectations. No expecting somebody that's thinking they not gonna make you sad or they not gonna. It's gonna hurt, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's definitely gonna happen. Your kids disappoint you. They make you mad and not like them sometimes.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm just glad that y'all are still together. And y'all are, because something like this that goes viral or that's exploited across to the masses the way it is. Most of the time, it does in a sour way.
Really?
Most of the
Is
times
that-
it
that's
does
probably why
because it's
people feel like that.
overexposed and people are in your business and you
Yeah.
fall victim to this and that.
Mhm.
But y'all got the blinders on and
Yeah.
y'all doing y'all right now. So
Yeah.
that right there deserves a lot. That is
It's funny the other day. Go ahead.
One of the things I know, this is why I know that this is real and it's right, is because we really, really focus on communicating effectively. So that when we walk away from this conversation, we know exactly how the other person is feeling, and we need to settle all debts, settle everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no suppressing it and not talking about it. Why you laughing like that?
I'm listening to what you're saying. I'm listening to what you're saying, and I'm gonna come back to you after you finish.
Okay.
I'm gonna come back to it.
But so we make sure that we talk about it. And I've never had this in any other relationship. It's always been, I feel like this, so I'm gonna tell my friends how I feel. He don't know how I feel. He just know I'm mad, right? But him, he know I'm mad. He know how I'm feeling. He know how I feel like he was the problem, or if I was the problem. So it's just we talk to each other so we know where we stand at all times.
It was funny you said something about the pressure. Well, yeah, about just us being in the light, right? The other day, I was hosting this event with one of my best friends, and I had to take him home. And, we were talking about, I forgot, we was talking about breakdown, crying, and if you did something wrong to her, like, yo, you would be the scum of the earth. I said what I did, I said on to me. They all gonna be coming after me. But yeah, man, it's a lot of pressure, but it's not pressure because like I didn't do it for that. I did it for this woman, and it wasn't. I didn't even intend for the wedding to be viral. I just wanted to impress her. So with that being said, as long as I got her, it don't really matter.
oh, not this dude right here, man. 1,000 right now. I love talking about clapping up for that.
I said,
All right, so
it's the truth.
What were you about to say?
No, I was listening to what you were saying about how y'all resolve everything or get it to a certain point, but I don't have that same level of communication or that same skill set to be able to say or to be able to even get their point across without it coming off in a disrespectful way or a different kind of way. And I'm talking like in things that I've seen just in other folks' relationships out there that you see them, they can't communicate. What pissed me off? Why you made me mad? They can't communicate that.
But that's how I was in my
A lot of
last
folks can't
relationship.
receive it.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
yeah,
They can't. They're not gonna take ownership of.
yeah.
Damn, I did fuck up.
But we still learning that though.
Yeah.
We still learning it and we still working on it because neither one of us had that in our past relationships like we do now. So we were those people that couldn't receive it. and couldn't give it because we didn't know. Like he said, this is on the job training for me
Yeah,
too. But my mother
it's
has,
always work.
yeah, my mother and father have been married for almost 40 years. My grandparents were married for over 60 years. I've seen good marriages, but also this is my own marriage.
Yeah.
You know, I can't do the things my mother do. It ain't gonna work with him. You know what I'm saying? He can't, whatever.
Whole
So
new day.
yeah, so this is it. We work every time. Every argument is a new lesson on how we gonna fix it.
And with that, you know, like it's a responsibility. So, like, even if, I can't use the excuse that this is how I am for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At some point, I gotta want to change.
Yeah.
I
It's
gotta
just grow up. It's just
yeah,
growing up.
yeah, you gotta want that. And you can't-
The 18-year-old boo ain't gonna do the same thing the 25 did.
Exactly.
And the 40-year-old boo ain't
Yeah.
gonna do the same thing the 25 did. You gotta evolve.
Exactly.
Or you've been sitting still that whole time.
That is so
exactly. So
true.
if you can't communicate
so true.
now, and you know that you can't communicate, then you need to figure out how you can do it.
Yeah.
You need to talk to somebody. You need to go to therapy. You need to do something. But you know, you can't just sit on it. But this ain't what I do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't be saying nothing. Nigga. I just be chilling. You can't do that for your whole life, nigga.
Nah.
Cause you gonna be chilling your whole life, nigga. You gonna be by yourself.
Exactly. By
Your
your
whole
damn
life
self.
talking about this is what I do. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't wake up in the morning, man.
Exactly. Exactly. So,
You and that bottle of lotion.
yeah.
Well, this has been great,
That's
but we
funny.
do got to move on. I want y'all to once again tell me about the play, the day of the play, the time where they can get tickets one more time.
The day you can go to foreverduncan.com to get the tickets, and the play is Saturday, January 26th. At the Arc Theater, 3 p.m., 1901 Mississippi Avenue. Everything is on foreverduncan.com. And the ho 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 to the go go go. I go.
Oh, Cheryl.
Make it
Go ahead,
happen.
Cheryl.
No.
I
It's
do all
on,
that, Cheryl.
it's on YouTube. Forever Duncan YouTube is our song in the video.
And y'all got 7 people. You said 7 people. Then y'all got 6 of y'all that's married. 1 that's about to get married. I expect to see 14 people at this play.
Yeah.
It's a done deal.
Yeah.
It's a done
Hey,
deal.
it's telling you it's gonna help. It's gonna help your relationship.
And you can pick up the Forever Duncan Christmas song across all streaming sites, iTunes, Spotify,
Title.
Yeah,
Tidal, it's everywhere.
it's
It's
everywhere.
So, man, hey, once again, Mrs. Duncan, I appreciate you taking
Thank
your
you.
time out of your night to come through here and hang out with me this late night.
Thank you.
I ain't got to say nothing to this dude. He ain't sure if he gonna get his ass whooped. You know how that is. But I appreciate y'all coming through, and it's been wonderful. And thanks for coming to the
Thank y'all for having
podcast.
us.
So,
It was
okay, y'all
fun.
give it up one time for Forever Duncan one time.
Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate you.
Peace.
Wow. You know who actually produces the show?